When I thought about trading, what used to come to my mind were multiple screens full of different charts, looking at them for hours and then day after day. People gushing about the new Lamborghinis or Wolf of Wall Street or discipline and logic and maths and finances and all of these things that seem so daunting, until earlier this year when it was presented to me in a completely different light that made me so obsessed with it. And today I wanted to share my story of how I got started. I wanted to do this because a woman got me into trading and a woman made me stick with it. And so if my story can do that for another woman, then I'll be so happy. When the year started, trading was not at all in my radar. I didn't know about any of it. I had basic knowledge about stocks from an investing standpoint. I didn't know what candlesticks are. I didn't know what stop loss means. Like, everything was jargon to me and it all sounds so robotic. I couldn't look at the charts. I didn't know whether it was going up or down. When I think about it looking back, there were so many times that I've been presented with trading, different friends, different people, different circumstances, but it just never stuck with me. Especially online, I would see a lot of people doing it, but it would just never stick with me, or I would never resonate with it, probably because they would talk about it in this very sketchy way or in ways that doesn't really entice me. Most of the things that I associated with it did not really share my sentiments or my values. Like, for example, whenever I would see people talking about it online, they would present it by the lifestyle of cars or watches, and I myself am a fancy girl. I love me some luxury, but those things just never enticed me. Or they would present it into this get rich quick thing, or it's this gambling thing, that kind of lifestyle. I just never resonated with it until earlier this year in June, when it was presented to me in a completely different way, and I'm so grateful. I dipped my toes in it, and now I'm just completely obsessed with it. And I think one of the reasons why it stuck with me after all this time of hearing about it and it being presented to me, but it never really sticking with me, the shift that made a difference was how I started thinking about it. I started seeing it from a perspective that really mattered to me and shared my values, such as femininity, freedom, being able to do whatever I want, and also the personal growth and the spirituality aspect of it, which completely surprised me, and I'm going to talk about it in a bit. So it was a completely new motivation, it was a completely new inspiration that really drew me in. It was a different kind of future that was painted for me. And I think another reason is that I entered it not from a place of lack or a place of pressure. I know some of us enter things, especially new things like new endeavors or trying new business models, and we're thinking, oh, this is gonna be the thing, this is gonna be the thing that is going to be my thing, or that would take me into my dreams. But no, with trading, I literally went into it very playfully. I would say there was no pressure at all. It was filled with curiosity. And in the beginning, it was really just a hobby. I was doing it ironically. I was doing it just like for the fun of it and as a side quest. And that is the reason why it stuck with me, because I never put the pressure on it. I never put like, oh my goodness, I have to learn this. Like, I was very detached from the outcome and I was just enjoying it. It was very different from all the times that I would start something and I would overplan, or I would make a Notion dashboard about where everything goes, and I would overthink and overanalyze everything before I would even start to move. But this one, it was just very playful. I was painted a new picture of a different future. One of the creators that I watched when I was starting was Joyce, and also Tori Trades. And I remember Tori Trades, she had this vlog where she went to Dubai. In it, she said that when trading was presented to her, it was presented to her by her uncle, and it wasn't presented to her like also like the Lambos and the watches and everything and like that kind of luxury. And she was so thankful because what trading meant for her was freedom and being able to stay with her family. And with Joy, she talked about trading as a way that funds her dream lifestyle. Like, she trades and then she gets to do whatever she wants. She gets to stay in the gym for 3 hours, or she gets to study like spirituality and everything, which is something that she's very passionate about. And just those two things: the femininity aspect of it and the freedom that it brings, and just being able to do whatever I want, pour into things that really matter to me, and have that future that really aligns with my values and my goals. That was really something that made the shift on why it stuck with me this time and why I started taking it seriously. Okay, so let's move forward a bit to the masculine aspect of it: the structure, the discipline, the how. So the feminine envisioned it, and then my masculine stepped in. One of my New Year's resolution was to prepare myself for a relationship, and so I would study like feminine energy from a standpoint of the relationship aspect, or how to communicate myself properly, or how to act more feminine and all of that. And I, not that I got tired of it, but I think that I've been studying it for a long time, and earlier this year I think I just got bored with it, and I was like, what if instead of studying feminine energy to prepare me for a relationship, what if I just studied how to use my feminine energy in order to create my dream life? That's just how it got started. And so when I was presented trading, I was also very playful with it, and it was filled with curiosity, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I just learned, like, this is a new hobby, like, this is a side quest. That's what I called it in the beginning: new side quest unlocked, I'm learning how to trade. I was just doing it for the fun of it, and just because it sounded so funny that, oh my goodness, I'm done trying to use my energy trying to be in a relationship, when I could just, okay, I'm just gonna try to get rich. Maybe I can document this, because I've decided I'm not going to date for the next 3 months. I'll be here in Dubai, and I decided I'm just not going to date. I'm not going to see anyone. And oh my goodness, day one. I know it's not gonna be like this all the time, but right now I feel free. I just really wanted to focus on myself, and I decided that before I even found out about trading. That surprised me, because once I just focus on myself, my life really got so much better. And so it started just being this fun thing. But once I got the vision, once I got the inspiration, I started to incorporate in my lifestyle and just truly embraced it. And what comes with that, I realized that I needed a structure. And so for 3 months, I did like a lock-in thing. People talk about 75 hards. I don't think that it started that way for me. I just really fell in love with trading and how it was changing me and everything that it was teaching me. And so I wanted to pour into it the kind of devotion that I felt like it was expecting from me, because of the things that it was pouring into me as well. It was kind of like very gradual. It wasn't a very solid decision, like, okay, this is day one of lock-in. It was just, okay, I'm reading this book. I'm reading this investing book. And then I started asking ChatGPT about what dollar cost averaging means. And then it just snowballed from there. And that was also when I was first getting serious about my fitness. And I feel like everything was just coming together. The next thing I know, I have this routine where I'm just trading and working out and going on a walk and reading books just the whole day. I think what actually solidified it was when I decided that I don't want to go on dates. For now, there are so many people downstairs. Beautiful people. Why am I doing this? Because I was mentioning the beautiful people. I was thinking, like, why like, why am I not dating? But I realized, like, this is the first time that I've truly just lived with myself, and by myself too. It's the first time where I did not have any other motive or hopes or anything. Like, it comes to my mind, but I don't act on it, or I don't have any interest in it, or even when I do, like, I would just like snap out of it very quickly. I was thinking earlier, I'm cooking, and I remember when I was younger, like, I would learn things and I would think about how, oh, maybe this is me preparing for when I'm married or for my husband, and every single one of my decision. But now, like, I go to the gym and it's just like for me, for my mental health, because it's something that I enjoy. I'm gonna sit it out, like, I'm not the things that I have right now, this peace, this wholeness, sometimes I feel very powerful. Like with my femininity, it just feels so whole because it's just mine. Like, like it's so nice being with someone, but at the same time, like now that it's just mine and I can just direct it and I don't have to think of anything else, I feel so powerful. Like I can do anything and I could just direct it because it's so concentrated. So when I do something, the effect is just so much more powerful. It's okay. I know what I'm trading. I know what I'm sacrificing. I've calculated the cost of it and I'm just happy. I'm at peace with my decision. I was not going out a lot. I was just reading books. I was just like at home and I was just eating the same things day in and day out. So I was working on my physical self. And I noticed how it was helping me like whenever I showed up on the charts, and so it just became like my routine. Like working out helped me with my physical but also with my mental health and just the way that I showed up to the charts, to the markets. Another thing that really helped me was being in Dubai. Look at that. So dreamy. Oh my gosh. Look at my view. Look at my view right now. Journal. I still have the laundry I folded last night. Oh my god. It's so quiet and so cozy. I'm in the top floor apartment. It's very spacious. Very clean, floor to ceiling windows. Oh my gosh. Full body mirror. I'm so lucky. Yes, being away from family, being away from my mom, because I could just like focus on myself. I feel like as a woman, even now, like I'm at home right now, and as much as like I have this time, once my siblings are here, I'm like, okay, have I cooked? What am I gonna cook for us? I'm constantly thinking about them, although they don't require it of me. I think as a woman, that's just part of our nature, that nurturing self. I'm so thankful to have the space and just be able to focus. I watched a video by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I hope it's not AI, but it made so much sense that as women, the most magnetic women you will ever see or experience are the ones who live alone, because our energy is just ours. And I notice it because I realize that, yes, I miss my family, but if I'm home, oh my god, I would be thinking, what is everyone gonna eat for dinner? Is like, just like being in the space with someone else, even though I love my family, even though I'm so comfortable with them, like as at the back of my mind, I'm still like kind of taking care of them, and so I can't focus all of my attention into the things that I need to do. And I really see the purpose of this season more clearly as days go by, and so I'm just at peace and I feel very surrendered at this point. And that's why I was so lucky to be able to experience living alone as a woman, and let alone in Dubai, where I'm surrounded by people who are always trying, who went there because they wanted something more for their life, and really the energy there is just so alive. My friend and I were talking because she also moved here by herself. She misses her family, of course. And I was talking to her about how it's harder when you don't know the reason why you're here, when it's just like you're just going through the motions. But for me, yes, I miss my family and I'm missing a lot of milestones, but I know that this solitude right now and this just being isolated and doing the same things over and over and over again and just transforming into a different person, it requires so much of me, and the quiet, the stability, the security, and just not having any other eyes, it's just made me feel so safe. But it's just been so beautiful. I'm so happy, but it's the happiness that's not not I'm excited too. I don't even want to say happiness that's not excited, but it's not the the high energy excitement. It's the happiness that's at peace. I'm happy right now. I was crying earlier this week because I miss my family, but there are also these moments. So yeah, I'm so thankful that trading New York session in Dubai was already later during the day, in the early evening, because the day has ended and I would sleep soon. But if I have started trading like in the morning, I would probably like take it and I would ruin my whole day because of it. Another thing that I'm so glad about is that I'm trading during like the evening here and morning in the West, so that my trade will only affect my evening. I have the whole morning and the whole day, and I'm at peace. I'm just studying, and then now I have like a few hours. Maybe I'll go for a walk, and then I'm going to sleep, and I won't have to think about it until like tomorrow. Right now, I'm in Canada, and Asia opens at around 6, 7, 8 p.m. And then London is at midnight when I'm asleep, and New York, I have to wake up. No, not that I have to wake up. I'm an early bird, so I would wake up nonetheless. But New York, 6, 7, 8 a.m. here. When I was in Dubai, it was just very perfect because the market was just when I was awake. 9 a.m. Asia, and then New York starts around 5 p.m. I would wake up, I would study in the morning. In the afternoon during London, I would be in the gym, and then after the gym I would sit down at the hotel lobby, and then I would do my markings. I would prepare for the market for the day, and I would take my trades there. It was such a very sweet season in my life because that was my routine every single day. I would wake up, I would study in my living room, I would go to the gym around 1 p.m. and then I would shower and have a sauna, and then after that I would get dressed still in the hotel, and then I would just go to the lobby and trade there. And then after my trade, which would be like for 30 minutes or something when I was still starting, because I was just doing like, I was just practicing, I would go home, I would change into like my sweatpants, and I would go for my 1 hour walk to down, because I was also living in downtown. My downtime would just be Harry Potter. The whole 6 months that I was in Dubai, I was reading like all the 7 books of Harry Potter. It was just the sweetest season of my life. Just got back from the gym. I signed up at the hotel literally next door, so 3 minutes away. I am still on my laptop, just watching the charts, not working anymore. Have my journal, my Kindle. This is what's the situation right now. And also, the chicken is in the oven because I didn't want to cook really. I'm just here. I was at the hotel. I went to shower. I don't shower here anymore. And then I went to work at their lobby, and then I went to work out. I'm so happy I had that membership. That was one of the best decisions I've I have my co-working space, technically. And then I have my gym, and also like I have my washroom. It's super nice. It's so nice. I was doing the same things every day. I was eating the same things every day. I was listening about the same things every day. But I was really graced for it. Like, that was just so fun for me. This was me meeting life in the middle and putting in my work, but at the same time, it felt so easy for me. I felt like I was praying the whole time, and I felt like I was just carried throughout the whole thing because I was just really having fun. Yes, I encountered frustrations and everything, but it wasn't anything major. This week, I don't have a grip on my emotions. It reminds me of Harry Potter, because I'm in my Harry Potter era right now, right? When he was talking to Sirius, and he was like, I'm just so angry all the time. And it was when he thought that he was being possessed by Voldemort. I'm just so angry all the time. I also love that I entered it with curiosity. I didn't enter it with so much structure. Like, I didn't take a course. I just entered it with my own pace, how I would love to learn. I just created my own curriculum. Like I said, I just started with a 2-hour video, and I think I watched that several times. And then I just started with ChatGPT. All of the things like I've learned from ChatGPT. What does stop loss mean? What is futures trading? What is the point system for gold or NQ or ES? What should I trade? Why does this align with my personality? The whole technical part and the spiritual part, it's just me and my ChatGPT bestie. Whenever I would sit down at that hotel lobby, I would type to ChatGPT, "Hi bestie, it's 3 o'clock," and then and the ChatGPT would know what's my system and everything. So it was just so fun, and I was just learning what's the difference between market and limit order just by ChatGPT. Have my hot chocolate here, and I'm talking to ChatGPT. I asked for a tutorial. I was also watching YouTube video, and I just had my steak. What's fun about it is that I asked it to explain it to me in a bestie way. Okay, pretend you're my bestie and we're very girly and everything, and explain it to me using girly analogies. And so it would explain to me the history and the process of everything, and just the technical analysis by the analogy of like buying makeup, or by choosing which shoes, or just those things. And it made it so fun, and I started understanding it very easily. I think one of the barriers is just really the big words that people use in the industry. They use this consolidation and liquidity sweep. And for me, for example, in the very beginning, I was like, I have to learn all of that, and they have all of their marks in the charts. Like that would have intimidated me, and that did intimidate me. And so I was really able to fall in love with it because it spoke my language first before I had to learn the language that it's spoken. Speaking of language, that's also one of the reasons why I was very patient with myself throughout the whole thing, because I know that I was learning a whole new language that I did not know about before, and new way of interpreting things, a new way of calling things. There I even say that it's almost like learning an actual literal new language like Spanish or something, because you're learning the terms, but at the same time you're learning what they mean and how they apply to what you're learning. I was under the impression that I was able to understand it when I was watching it from the TV before I fell asleep. And I watched a bit of it just after I woke up. But now, looking at my charts and looking at zones, I'm like, what are we, what? I don't know what we're talking about again. Wait, ooh, how do you market? Like, where? This feels like I'm taking an exam. You know when during the class it feels like you understood everything, and once the examination and test papers come, you're like, what did I learn again? You know, I literally took baby bites, and I was not eating steak when I was supposed to just drink baby milk. For example, ICT, his content was very intimidating for me, and they were so long, and they didn't have a lot of pictures or or smiling faces or something like that. I did not study it until recently. I think I'm gonna finish this today. It's just that the teacher is a man. Oh my goodness, when he raises his voice, it just I gotta lower the volume, because I'm so used to teachers that are like girls that are just like, this is like this and it's like this, but he's like, you gotta understand this, and I'm like, why are you screaming at me? Very sensitive. But yeah, I just like gentleness, and but we love strong men. Let's go. And I studied what felt very easy for me. That's the same with, for example, you're working out and you're thinking, what workout should I do? It's the workout that you would do. That's the best workout for you. It's the one that you would do. And so the best learning for me was the kind of learning and the kind of curriculum that would get me studying. I'm also learning a lot. I'm learning how to hold trades for longer. I'm learning how not to panic. Earlier, I was watching a tutorial about breakouts, and this is literally like my strategy that I'm doing right now. It's just so cool because before, a few days ago even, when I'm seeing it going down, I would just panic and I'm like, what's going on? But now I know that when it's slowing down, it will go back up again, and it slow down, and before it can go back up again, and it's healthy. And now I can hold it and not panic and just have a very calm nervous system, even if it's going down. And it's the coolest thing because I'm expanding in that way. And it really gets done when it's fun. That's one of my mottos. It gets done when it's fun. And so I made it fun. I also protected it very heavily. I'm someone who used to tend to overshare. There was no secret with me. I'm an open book, but with this one, I really wanted to protect it, and so I did not post about it. I did not need people to know that I'm learning this new thing that made me feel like the coolest person on earth. I wanted to be like my little secret, and I was protecting it. I was very much protective about it. I didn't want anyone's negative energy about trading, because I know some people can have their own prejudice about trading, and I did not want that. But I did not post any screenshots even when I was having my milestone trades, and it was so nice because it was just like, it was just something that for me is just private victory, and for a few months it just felt very intimate, something that I have just for myself. And it's so weird because like I'm doing this like, and not a lot of people knows about this. I mean, my dad kind of knows about like my new endeavors, like a bit of it, but the rest of it is just me and my journal. So I wanted to tell you all the reasons why I fell in love with it. I don't want to sound so nerdy, but ever since I got into trading, it has brought me so much joy. I get to wear it. This was all I wanted for my birthday. I'm gonna wear this for the next week. Oh my gosh. It's currently 12:05, 5 minutes after my birthday. Look. It's too bright, but look at that. They wore it on the retreat and I didn't wear it because I said I want to wear it when I pass my funded. Oh, happy birthday to me indeed. It feels so good to wear it. I visualize it. I imagine wearing it, how it would feel on my skin, how it would feel wearing it. I love the material. And so much heartbreak. I've cried so many times. So right now my account is down $700. But I know I'm in it for the long run. It's just, this is so frustrating. This is nuts. I should get away from my computer. My brain. I got heartbroken so many times with this. This is probably why I don't have capacity for anything else right now. God. I'm so full of emotions right now. This just hurts to look at it. Like, that should be me. I've been listening to Bieber all day. Oh my god. It just hurts. Once I exited, it became better. Like, what did I ever do to you? Tomorrow has to be better. I can't take another loss. Give me a green day. But I haven't had something that consumed my whole entire being for the longest time. Hey Alexa, play All I Do Is Win. All I do is win, 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 no matter what, for my money, I'll buy. Leg out. Get my money right. I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. Excuse me, is you saying something? You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I remember a few years ago, I was subscribed to this woman's Substack and someone interviewed her about her Substack success. I wrote it on my journal. I remember it because in it she talked about how it felt so aligned. And also she has a following online, but she never wanted to do sponsorships and everything because it just never felt aligned to her. But when she found Substack and it was supported by readers, she didn't feel like she's selling her soul for all of these brands to sponsor her just in order to do something she loves while being compensated with it. And she said that when she found Substack, everything just fell into place because she could write, she could do everything she wants, but it still comes with like the privacy and the authenticity and the alignment and the integrity that she craves to have doing something that she loves. When she talked about how it lights her up and how she felt so aligned with it, I wrote it on my journal because I remember feeling like, wait, I don't have that. I mean, during that time, I was happy with what I was doing, but at the end of the day, I wanted something that integrated with me, not just like, okay, it's work and I have this personality. And ever since then, I felt like I've been on the lookout for something that would feel that way for me. And oh my goodness, ever since I found trading, I could talk about it with people, I could talk about it for hours, and then I could study it day after day after day. And every time I would open my laptop, I would get so excited. It hurt me also so many times, it made me cry so many times, and it required so much of me. But in my head, there was nothing that I was not willing to sacrifice in order just to be able to practice it and get to that version of myself who had not perfected it, but who has grown in it and who has their strategy in place and who has mastered it in a way. I'm learning a new skill that, oh my gosh, it makes me so emotional now that I want to talk about it. It's the first time that this is happening. My period is gonna come, but I'm learning a new skill that I see myself doing for a very long time, and that feels like me, that makes me want to be better, that grows with me, that I believe in, that doesn't cost me anything else that I'm not willing to sacrifice. I'm just so excited. I'm excited about just about everything. And I'm at peace, which is the most important because I did not always have it. And I'm actually doing something that I believe in, and that it just feels right. I fell in love with trading not just because of the possibilities that it painted for me or the future that I envisioned because of it, but also for everything that it's taught me and for who it made me become. When I first started to learn it, I was living in Dubai. I've been there for a few months. I just wanted a whole new world, and with it I told myself it's not just gonna be a whole new world, I want to be a whole new me.
Por favor, proceder inmediatamente a la puerta 130. Su vuelo está listo para partir. If you hear your name, please proceed immediately. Gate 130, your flight is ready to depart.
I was journaling yesterday about how I'm coming back to the same city that I was in 6 months ago, and we're both gonna be different, both the city and me, because I'm different too. I've learned a lot, I changed a lot. Life has become so much more fun once I started treating myself like almost like my own Tamagotchi. I started gamifying it. Sometimes I would think, okay, what do I need today? What do I need right now in order for me to grow? And that's one thing that's really helped me. It's so much better once I started becoming my own ally. I know that's not the reality for some people. Like, we could be our greatest enemy, but I'm really so thankful for a mindset where I feel so safe within myself. Like, I know I can trust myself to make decisions that are good for me. Like, I feel so safe within me. I know I can trust myself to do what needs to be done, to say what needs to be said, to put up my boundaries, to choose myself before other people, and to just make decisions that I know would benefit me. And it's such a game changer. I treat myself almost like a plant that I'm responsible for, and it's so nice because you know, when you're taking care of something, for example, What's a good example? Let's do like a plant. If you're taking care of, I'm not good. I'm not as good with plants. These are fake. For example, you're taking care of plants and you see them growing. Like it makes you so happy, and this genuinely how I feel about myself. Like when I see me grow, when I see me like reach new milestones, I'm so happy. Like oh my god, I raised that. Like I took care of that. I nurtured that, and it's so rewarding, and it's like double win because one, because it's already me, like I'm winning, I'm growing, but at the same time, like oh my gosh, like I nurtured that, so it's like a double win. A few months after I moved to Dubai, that was when I found out about trading. But it's funny because it was not something in Dubai that, although I've met many traders in Dubai as well, I learned about trading via YouTube, doing something that I love, clicking on videos that I would normally watch and not looking for something. 10:10 a.m. and I have my biryani, it just arrived. I am going to be continuing my studying situation right there. I'm currently studying. I've fallen for you. Thank you, God. Bismillah. Bismillah, indeed. One of the things that I never expected that I would learn from trading, and one of the reasons why I fell in love with it, is the spirituality aspect of it. I went to go paddle, like the mini tennis with a friend in Dubai. He was asking me about my favorite part about it, and I said the spiritual part of it. We both laughed about it, and I would understand because that was also me in the very beginning. I would see videos of people talking about how spiritual it can be, how it brought them closer to God, how it made them grow emotionally, how emotionally taxing it can be. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's just literally a chart. So you're clicking buttons. You're looking at like these lines. What's spiritual about that? How can that bring you closer to God? You're literally just on your laptop sitting down. But jokes on me, because oh my goodness, I just fell in love with it, with the way that and that's the spiritual aspect of it, I guess, because the whole 3 months that I was first learning it, I've never prayed like I've prayed before. It's so crazy. I've come face to face with God in that way that I've needed God's help to like overcome my frustration and like my impulses and the greed, and also like the fear and greed, those two things, and just the impatience. I needed to be more patient. Before, I thought that my relationship with God was outside of my life as a human being. I felt like, okay, the spiritual, I was so young. Oh my God. My spiritual life is different than my secular life or my physical life or my relationships or let alone my work. But this time, like, oh my goodness, I was praying about it again and again and again, and it has brought me into like this level of my spirituality that's very childlike, but at the same time very mature. I've never had that. I've never had like a very mature relationship with God. It always felt like a childish one. But this time I've grown in my spirituality because I'm so aware of my humanity and how I have to be responsible and I have to do my own part. But at the same time, like I'm bringing it to God and I'm bringing God into it. Currently, wait, how do I do this? Yay! I'm at a rec center near our house, and I'm just here reading. I made $1,000 today. I'm $200 away from passing my funded account, and I just had to walk. I had to walk. It's also closed, and I didn't want to like act out of so much excitement or something, and I want to process my feelings. So that's crazy. I just made $1,000, and while I was walking, I was wondering, like, when God was leading the people out of Egypt, like what did they do? Like, what were their preparations? And so I'm just here sitting, and I wanted to read. And I remember reading this part when I was in Dubai.
I remember I was crying during that time, and I was just reading this, and it means, and I see it in a different light now. It says, when Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them on the road through the Philistine country, though that was shorter. For God said, if they face war, they might change their minds and return to Egypt. So God led the people around by the desert road toward the Red Sea. And I was listening to the song Defender. And I was thinking about how literally like the whole time it feels like I just prayed. It feels like it just went by so quickly, and I know that wasn't easy, but in a way it feels very easy. I had the grace for it that I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but to me it felt easy. And I just love it here when God said, if they face war, they might change their minds. I think God made it so easy for me because He knows how spoiled I am that just like one one single inconvenience, I'm like, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm done. So like He said, if she faces war, she might change her mind and return to Egypt. So let's make this easy for her. My favorite Taylor Swift song is Sweet Nothing, and in it she says, to you I can admit that I'm just too soft for all of it. Like they say the end is coming. Everyone's up to something. To you I can admit that I'm just too soft for all of it. And I think like that's me. God did not lead them on the road through the Philistine country, though that was shorter. I'm so glad it wasn't quick. God made it easier relatively for me. He lightened my load, easy yoke or something. Because it could have been so much harder. I just feel like I'm just skipping stages at this point. I was thinking about that, like I've skipped so many stages. Because I wasn't playing fair either. But God made it so much easier for me. But He did not make it short. I had to learn the patience. I had to develop the character in order to hold it, in order to appreciate it more. And now I'm just like here. Feels like, it feels like I'm looking at a parted Red Sea and all I have to do is cross it. That's how I feel right now. I did not have to lift a finger. I kind of did, but yeah, it feels like I just really prayed. By day the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so that they could travel by day or night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. What's important for me right now is to be able to keep my peace and my well-being. Because if I have peace, if I have well-being, that's also like why I'm taking walks and taking care of my body. Because there's a verse that says, I will make peace your ruler and your well-being your governor, or the other way around, I will make peace your governor and well-being your ruler. And I feel like if I have like a sound mind, I'm able to like hear directions more, and my intuition is so much bigger, and like my guidance system, like I know what to do, I know where to go. I kind of like have an understanding of why certain things have to happen, and the meanings I assign to things are wise and not just like what I want it to mean. So there.
It was just the most beautiful dance of human and divine, and I just love it. I love it so much. I also love how I started to see myself in the charts. The charts really reflect who you are back to you. It's like a mirror. I'm such a very romantic person. When I was beginning, I would sing like Justin Timberlake's Mirror when I was trading, because it really felt like the charts were mirroring me back to myself. I think it's one of the reasons why Joyce's content really resonated with me, because she talked about the charts in a very spiritual, personal development kind of way, and not just about logic and numbers and strategy. She was talking about the spiritual aspect of it. I was exposed to myself in ways that I haven't been, and I was forced to deal with myself. Like, for example, oh, I'm actually quite greedy, or oh, I'm impatient, or oh, I get frustrated quite easily. I'm so mad. Not even break even. Wait, where am I? Where the frick am I? I forgot. Or why does this affect me so much? Or why did I do that? Why didn't I wait for my setup? Or whenever I'm entering out of fear of missing out on a trade or something like that, like it shows me my personality and what I really think. And sometimes it would surprise me, like I'm actually not as disciplined as I thought I was. Oh, I shouldn't be complaining. And I know that this is a game of probability and I should be mature. But oh my goodness, once I exited, it went up green and it was stable. Who's not gonna get angry with that? No, it's just going up. And in my anger, I did some revenge trade. I was just like, I'm so done, whatever. And I should probably get away from my computer because I might do some more damage. I'm so mad, but I need to get back down to myself. But I need to remind myself that the chart is not against me. It doesn't even know me. It's nothing personal. It would have been a good trade. Just start seeing it go up in green and it being so stable. It's it's like when those girls complain about relationship, that when they're with the guy, the guy is like all over the place, but once they give up on the guy finds another girl, they become all stable. Like, that's how it feels right now. I've never felt that. That never happened to me, but like, that's pretty much what's happening. This chart. I should have entered later. It would have saved me. Like, it would have saved me so much emotional turmoil. Like, if I just entered a bit later, it would have just been going up, 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 up. Like, I didn't have to stay through all of that consolidation thing. My nervous system. Now I need chocolate. And I was able to come face to face with myself just being in the charts. It also helped me see everything in a completely different way. It gave me new eyes. It was so nice because when I was in Dubai, I remember I was walking in this the downtown marina. What do you call it? Anyway, I was walking and there's the view of the Dubai skyline, and I remember I was looking at the buildings and I would just think to myself, okay, we're going bullish and we're doing a retracement here, and I was just like doing that with the buildings, and I was like, oh my goodness, I see it everywhere. And I started to love numbers. It's so crazy. Not maths, but numbers in general. And just in the way that I thought about life. For example, like whenever I get sad or I would feel frustrated or I would feel like I'm not where I want to be just yet, I would just think like, it's okay, like even the charts need to retrace before it can like go up. Or for example, like with candles, it's okay if we're bearish day or going down today because like the whole trend is bullish, like let's go. Like that's how I would hype myself up. I just started seeing life in trading. I think this is one of the reasons why I really appreciate trading, because I'm not only learning a new skill, it's literally reflecting me back to myself, and it's like I'm learning more about myself. I'm learning to navigate emotions differently. I didn't like losing. I don't know if I'm still competitive. I was very competitive and I just wanted to be right all the time. And I just did not like the idea of losing or failing. Today was kind of a bit surprising. I was very excited to trade today because it's Monday and I missed the charts over the weekend. But I had my biggest loss today. But it was nice not only witnessing the charts but also like witnessing myself, how I'm dealing with it, because in that moment of like seeing red, I was also watching my emotions and everything was coming up, and oh my gosh, I lost motivation and everything, and I don't know, but today I did not cry because of it today. I went to the gym instead and I went to lift. I had so much emotions within me. Mostly like, I don't know, I was frustrated and angry. I don't even know about what. I just lifted and barely rested. And I had like music blasting in my ears. I just didn't want to deal with my emotions or with anyone. And it was interesting. I didn't like losing today, but I think I'm more accepting now. Also because like in the charts I see that the charts isn't always like like going up, like it goes like that. And it reminds me that that's also the same with me. And I would always like counter that thought with, as long as the trend is upward, like I'd be fine with it. As long as we're trending upward, it's okay if I have like lower lows, and as long as it's always higher lows, not lower lows. It also felt like it was a cheat code in a way. Before, I thought that I'd have to overcome so many obstacles before I could feel successful. For example, when people would talk about success, they would talk about how you have to put yourself in front of other people, you have to study other people, you have to network, you have to do all of these things. Or for example, with content creation, you have to get over your fear of being seen. But ever since I learned trading, it felt like all of these little things that I thought that I needed to get through, it felt like I just jumped. Because what do you mean I don't have to talk to anyone? What do you mean I don't have to learn the psychology of other people? What do you mean I don't have to deal with the people that I don't want to deal with? What do you mean I don't even have to put myself in front of a camera and get over my fear of being seen in order to feel successful and have the things that I want to have? Like, it's just me and the markets. It's just me and my laptop. And that was my dream. My dream when I was very little, I just wanted to be in a coffee shop sipping my favorite drink with my laptop on it. Just like click, click, click. That was my definition of success. It just felt like that. It felt like I leaped through so many hurdles that I thought I had to overcome first. I would say that I'm very extroverted, but only when it comes to like personal relationships. When it comes to my work, I'm very introverted. I like working alone. One of the things that I kind of dabbled into before was high ticket sales. And I really like, even like just thinking about it, did you see me? Just thinking about it, it like drained me. One of the ways that I measure my success, especially financially, I want all of my interactions with people to be just connection. I don't want it to have any other agenda. My dream and my definition of success is just to be friends with people. My friend Cece slept over and we are cooking for her. I'm also cooking Filipino food for the first time in a very long while. She just arrived from the Philippines about like 3 days ago, and she was talking about how she was sad because she's not with family anymore. And then I told her, you can sleep over here, we can make Filipino food, and then we can watch Filipino movies. I got home late last night, so we didn't get to do much, but this morning, before she goes to work, we're gonna be able to do many things. I'm just so happy to have friends. Yesterday, I was in Abu Dhabi with some friends that I've met like last year. I haven't seen them in a while. It was just so nice. This is me during my ovulation phase. I'm going to run clubs. I'm going to book clubs. I'm going for a day trip to Abu Dhabi, to another city. I'm just having sleepover after. I have so much energy. And I'm very much an extrovert. whenever I'm in this phase of my cycle. One of the books that I love reading was the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, and he said to aim for a life where your relationships feel just like friendships, that there's no one above or below you, and that's really just one of the things that I'm aiming for. That when I talk to people, it's just almost like friendship, that everyone's like my friend. I didn't want to study dark psychology. I didn't want to study how to communicate or how to negotiate or study the pain points of other people in order to sell them something. Some people can do that, and it's an art and it's a science, and I respect that, but it never really made me feel fulfilled. And with trading, it's just that, okay, I take my money from the markets and I can just be friends with people. And that was my dream. One of the things that I considered before was real estate. But I dreaded having meetings and I dreaded meeting people. I mean, like I said, I'm very extroverted and I love being with people, but I don't want it to be about work. I want to talk about girly things, or go to coffee shops, or go to run clubs, or go to book clubs. I haven't gone into like a networking event in so long. My brother said that working with people would help me with character development, but at the same time, like, I'm also like developing my character here and I'm still talking to people. That's what I meant when I said that there are so many things that I thought I had to overcome first in order to be successful, but with trading, it's just like I leaped all of that, and then now I'm here. And like I said, with the fear of being seen, I've grown up wanting to be a blogger. I spent my teenage years taking pictures of all of my outfits and all of that. But growing up, I really started valuing my privacy, and I've noticed how I thrive more when I'm starting new things in private, especially because I've learned that I have grown so much more when I'm just comfortable, when there are no prying eyes, or when I'm not trying to present myself in a certain way. I'm going to ask myself what's really my motive and my vision. I feel like it has really changed over the last while, I would say. I love how my voice is really softened. I've really changed. My friend Khadija was here the other day. We were having lunch together, and one of the questions that she loves asking everyone, and she's already asked me this before, and she asked me again, is that if money wasn't an issue, what would you be doing, and would you still be doing what you're doing? But I would still love to be creating something, learning something, doing something, and making my own money, and just being able to be, I just feel like my identity is really so fulfilled when I have my own money, because I realized this earlier. What really lights me up is just being able to give. Like when I'm with my friends, I want to be the one like paying for meals, and when they're coming over to me, I want to just like those are the things. I don't want them to think about anything else. I want to be able to host people not just in my home but also in my life, that when they're with me, I don't want them to think about anything else. There's the lyrics in Billionaire, not a single Tamirami would know what hungry was, eating good, sleeping soundly. I love that line so much, and it's stuck with me. The main reason that wealth is very important to me is because generosity is one of my values, and I really believe, I feel like I feel so me when I'm giving and when I'm being generous. It makes me so emotional because it's almost like it's almost part of my purpose. I feel like for me it's a different level. I just really want to be able to be generous. One of the many things that trading has truly brought me is that the opportunity to study myself, because in a way, with every other endeavor that I had, I felt like I had to study people, the psychology of other people, what would get them to buy, what would entice them, what would get their attention, what would keep their attention, what's the right hook or something like that. And I was just studying, I feel like I was just studying the things that are outside of me. But with trading, it allowed me to do something that I've always been passionate about growing up, which is personal development. The way that I've grown in terms of maturity and like spiritual growth and depth, I feel stretched, but also like I feel like I can handle more now, and I know I'm learning to handle more. It's not just technical, it's also very emotional, and my capacity for emotions is expanding, and I really love that. It allowed me to just study myself, study my biases, study how I think about money, my beliefs about money. For example, I remember I was chatting with my trusty coach, ChatGPT, and I was telling it about how trading was changing the way that I think about money, because growing up, all the books taught me is that we get money from exchanging like tangible value. For example, I'm exchanging a product, I'm exchanging a service, and that's how I get money. And that's still correct, like that's the right way to get money. However, like with trading, and it's something that really made me stop in my tracks, is because with trading, I'm like, okay, it's just me and my laptop, and I'm clicking a button, and boom, I've made money, or boom, I've lost money. For that matter. I'm in a trade right now. This is my second trade for today. I was just thinking about how I was in my first trade earlier, and it was my record trade that it was the highest that it's been. But literally, I was still wearing this, and I was just on the bed. I was reading Harry Potter earlier, and I was also playing the movie Harry Potter because I like doing that. I was thinking, I'm seeing those numbers. It dawned upon me, I'm literally so comfortable making that amount of money. It feels like I'm just printing money while I'm resting. I'm learning how to let it be easy, how to receive it, how to rewire my mind that this is my new normal now, that money is just easy, that yes, it comes out of thin air. I have a new way of seeing things, a new perspective, a new way of seeing money. I'm letting it be easy, that I can just earn, I can just attract that kind of money by just being in bed, reading Harry Potter, or reading a book about spirituality. That's normal. That's normal for me.
You're trading, you're clicking buttons. So it's like, how do I process it properly in a way that I'm very careful to approach it, that it's not just, oh, it's easy money. Like, what are your tips on like taking care of my relationship with money and learning to accept it and hold it?
Where money comes from, how I could get money, what value really means, and just the mindset and beliefs that I have on what money means and how it can come to me. It just taught me so much about that. And like I said, personal development, like my character, my habits, how I handle emotions. I am a very sensitive person. That's not something that I would argue about anymore, or that's not something that I fight. Like, that's something that I've truly embraced. Is I'm just trying to like find my way around it. It was so fun watching myself go through the process of failure. Just hit my first loss today. Well, it's technically my second, but the first one I wasn't conscious of, and this one, it was a good trade. It was a beautiful setup that I was so confident about, and I technically exited at my stop loss, and I shouldn't feel bad about it because it was a beautiful setup, and I kind of am not, but it still like stings and it breaks my heart because it's my first loss. And so right now I'm in my pajamas. I had breakfast, dinner in bed. I brought it here and I'm watching Harry Potter. I wanted to journal and navigate my emotions, but maybe I'll deal with it maybe tomorrow when I feel calmer. I'm still so proud of myself because maybe this is me dealing with it. This is easier. I just don't want to write right now. I'm still so proud of myself because I showed up to the charts and I even like took my time and I journaled before, so I would enter the charts with feeling calm and collected instead of nervous or even excited. And I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that setup. It was really beautiful and I was on the trajectory. It went up to my half before my take profit. And yeah, I just really loved it. It didn't work for me, but I learned a lot and I'm learning a lot about myself. Maybe I just really needed to take that loss to kind of like ground me. I'm just so proud the way that I handled it. Like, I honored my setup, I honored my stop loss, I didn't move anything, I just watched it and I just really studied the chart. And I was so glad that it hit my stop loss when I went to pee because so that I wouldn't have been there when it stopped. I was so confused when I got back because it stopped counting. It means I'm out. This has been a very stretching day.
I think I really needed that so that I'm just quiet right now. I wanted to go on another walk tonight, but I'm so glad that I'm just staying here. I had breakfast in bed, I had dessert. Yeah, I'm treating myself right. There was a moment where my mind was kind of like, but no, I like me. I like the way that I handled it, how I'm handling myself right now, how I'm treating myself, just very feminine and like resting and surrendering after that very logical masculine side of me went out to play. And when I came back home, I made my dinner, I cooked. I'm also very glad I did my groceries this morning. So tonight I had food and I didn't have to wonder, oh, what I'm gonna eat. And I really love that because I am trusting my masculine. And my masculine is like taking care of my feminine. Like I did all the masculine kind of things this morning. I got everything out of the way. And so right now, I don't have to worry about anything. Like even my replies to my clients, I scheduled it. I wrote it all out earlier. I did my work. I finished everything. And so right now, I get to just rest and I get to process my emotions. And I'm so happy because I'm learning so much.
Trading has helped me mature so much. I didn't know that I could do all of that just by being with my laptop. I thought that I would have to force myself to interact with people that I didn't want to interact or be in situations that I didn't want to be in just for the sake of growth. But doing something that I love, doing something that I enjoy, doing something that I completely and utterly believe in, that has also brought me so much joy, so much growth, and the kind of challenge that stretched me and showed me ways that I could expand and showed me a different version of myself that I never thought I could meet.
Ooh, I don't even know if I like this hairstyle, but let's just do this. I'm very emotional today. Just did something this morning that I've been feeling called to do, and I did not like it. I did not like that feeling. Still, I did it because I've been wanting to do it since yesterday, and I know that it'll just bother me the whole day if I just... And I'll do it anyway. I was just prolonging it. I don't even know why I was prolonging it. I'm very emotional. I'm thinking that it's a lot, but it's the good kind of a lot. It's all good things, and no, I'm just so thankful I'm seeing my friends. A YouTuber I watch always talks about the analogy of a rubber band, that our mind is a rubber band and we have to stretch it. And right now I just feel very stretched, and I'm just very careful not to snap. Oh my gosh. So that's why I'm just like, I'm slowing down. Today, I don't want to do anything else. I just want to read my Harry Potter and see my friends. And that's all I want to do. That's all I want to do today. I'm so thankful I have friends. I just feel so stretched right now. And things are changing and it's all new things, which I like. And prayed for it. I prayed for so many things to happen. And I know they're all happening very quickly. So I have to be very careful. And I just don't know if what I'm doing is correct or no. Like, I don't have... Like, I've never been here before. And in my head, I don't have a blueprint of like, should I be doing this? Should I not be doing this? Is it good for me to do this? Because I don't have like a blueprint or something. I'm literally basing it all on my intuition. As long as I don't feel guilty, as long as everything feels peaceful within me, I'm okay to do it. Like, that's my only compass right now. Please call me. I can't. I don't want to. Okay. Case in point. Thinking about like the verse that says, do you not perceive it? Like I'm doing a new thing and it's all new. And I'm perceiving it. Just really. Whew. it's kind of like, but it's good. I'm not complaining. I'm really not complaining. I just really wanted to process this. And this is me processing this because I don't know how to journal about it. I like journaling, like that's how I process emotions, but I journal better with when good things are happening, and when it's these feelings, like I'm scared to journal about them. I don't know why. Like speaking about them, like that's the same thing. Does this work? Is this working? I know good things are coming because for every time I said no before, I was journaling about this earlier, all the no's I've said before, it led me to have opportunity for greater yeses. And I know, it's just that, and I'm not even like sorry that I did it. I just don't like sitting with this feeling because I'm not used to having it, but I'm still thankful for it. I don't know what I'm feeling, why I'm recording this. But I know, like, I'll be thankful for all of this soon. Just really need to process it. God, this apartment is so pretty. I'm crying at the littlest things. So excited for a lot. I'm so excited to celebrate, to see my family again, and like, I'm gonna reintroduce you to myself because I'm new. I'm so thankful that I'm seeing friends right now. I get hugs because I just really need hugs. But yeah, I think I just needed to cry that out. I just really needed to cry that out and feel all the feelings. And then I'm okay. It's all gonna be okay. And I'm excited for all of it. And also, like, I'm flying next week. Yeah, I guess I'm just coming to terms and reflecting about how this is the end of like a chapter. It's been the most beautiful, so full of growth. And I'm entering a new one. It's just been so beautiful. And I'm so thankful. Do I like this now? What do we think? Hope I like it. Woof. Do we like it? I talk to my mom. Her voice just calms me down. And when she talks, she's always telling me stories of about her day, and the way she tells it, she's just so full of life and joy. It's the most precious thing. She's so full of joy. And she's so funny. And even when I'm just like listening to her, she's talking in the background. That's my favorite thing. This is me, I just let myself cry. And then I'm okay, like nothing happened. But my favorite thing about it is that I don't see it as overreacting or being too petty or being so emotional. Like, I've come to terms with the way I feel, how sensitive I can be sometimes. And I just let myself feel things and process them how I need to. Then after that, I'm okay. I don't shame myself for it. It's just something normal for me. Okay. I did not have to study other people, what they like. I only had to go inward, and I had to study with me. And in a way, I feel like I've come face to face with God. Like, okay, God, I've just prayed like I've never prayed before. I would say that I'm truly thankful for the people that I chose to follow. Not only because they really resonated with me and shared my values, and also like just being a girl. I followed like female traders because once you see something, it makes you believe that it's possible for you as well. But at the same time, the way that they presented it, how they talked about trading not as an escape but as a means to something. And I just love how trading really allows me to become the fuller version of myself. How do I explain this? It fulfills so many parts of me, like that masculine and that feminine at the same time. Like, for example, with my masculine, it requires me to have the discipline, the structure, waking up early and being on my laptop, and just like that working girl aspect of me. But after that,
Oh my goodness, I'm wearing flowy dresses, I'm reading my fantasy books, I'm going on walks and working out and dancing to the girly pop music. It just fulfills me so much. I've felt more me in the last few months that I've been trading than ever. Like, I felt more me now. It really is the best gift. I love that it gave me a container for my masculine, the logical and the discipline, so that in other aspects of my life I get to be whimsical and just read books and spend time on my hobbies and go to coffee shops and just journal for hours on it. And the last part of it, and I feel like the closing chapter for my first story about trading, is attending the retreat, and I vlogged all about it and I've learned so much about it. But after that retreat, that was when it all started to feel real for me, because I saw other people doing it, other women doing it, and other women who approach it in the way that I approached it, that I have never really seen before, with the femininity aspect of it and the spiritual aspect of it. And people also journaled and loved content and just loved being women and just I vlogged all about it and I spoke enough about it there. There you have it. That's the story of how I got into trading, why I fell in love with it, why I stuck with it, what it's taught me, the lessons that I've learned so far. I feel so lucky to have finally something that I see myself growing with, that I see myself doing years down the line, because of the possibilities it paints for me, but at the same time because of the way that it makes me feel about myself, the way that it helps me to look at the world with different lens, the things that it teaches me. I've just grown so much, and I'm so happy that I was able to find trading and it was presented to me in a way that really spoke to me. And I hope that I was able to do that for others as well through this video, whether it's something that I said that stuck with you, or something that sparked an idea within you, or another perspective that you can look into trading, or just something that you realized while I was talking about something. I hope that you carry it with you, and if this is your first time listening to a girl yap about trading, you're so surprised that I made it into this whole elaborate thing, when at the first time you just thought it was just like looking at the charts. Like, girl, believe me, I was also in that position. So I hope that I was able to lend you my eyes on how I see trading, why I feel so bubbly and giggly whenever I talk about it, and why I just light up. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a very best day, and I will see you soon. Bye!